my goodness, guys. This tier list is so insane.
Am I gonna keep that intro? I'm seriously debating it. That was questionable. But anyway, gamers, welcome back to another Clash Royale video. Super excited you guys can tune in with me today. And in today's video, we have version 2 of the Clash Royale tier list. For those of you guys that didn't watch version 1, this is just a tier list of all cards in Clash Royale, ranking them from worst to best. And these rankings are based mostly on competitive stats, so we're not looking at like just ladder, just classic or grand challenges or anything like that, but we're primarily looking at the competitive stats of cards. So if you didn't watch the last one, basically you guys will see this big black box on the left side of the screen, and I will be unveiling the cards as I go through the different tiers. So for example, I'm about to go through the F tier, and when I go through the F tier, I'll unveil it and then talk about a few of the cards for each tier. And also, if this video is something you guys do enjoy, I would really appreciate you leaving a like down below and also subscribing, because I make pretty good content. So the cards that are in the F tier consist of Fire Spirits, Furnace, Mirror, Elite Barbarians, Executioner, and the Cannon. To keep it real, there really isn't that much to say about these cards. It's just safe to say that these are definitely the worst cards in Clash Royale, and they could all use some type of buff or rework of some sort. I know the E-Barbs got that rework a while ago, and a lot of people were using them for the season where they got that rework, but they have fallen off dramatically since then and have a less than 30% win rate. And of course, we all know the Furnace and the Fire Spirits are pretty bad. The Mirror's been bad for an extremely long time. Same with the Executioner, and same with the Cannon. All these cards need a lot of love in Clash Royale. So the cards in the D tier consist of Bomber, Sparky, Firecracker, Goblins, Three Musketeers, Guards, Minion Horde, Elixir Collector, Rascals, Tombstone, Wizard, Barbarian Hut, Witch, Battle Healer, Clone, Elixir Golem, Goblin Hut, and the newest card in Clash Royale, the Mother Witch. Now, it really sucks to see the Mother Witch down at the D tier, because she is a very cool card who has a very unique mechanic unlike any other card in the game, but really she just isn't that good. She does very low damage, she's very squishy in terms of her health, and she's only a single targeting unit, and she doesn't do splash damage. So in order for the Mother Witch to get some love in Clash Royale, she definitely does need to be buffed, because right now she only has a 2% usage rate and a 41% win rate. Definitely subpar stats. And also, oh how the mighty have fallen with the Barbarian Hut. For the past couple of seasons before this season, season 18, the Barbarian Hut was easily one of the best cards in Clash Royale. It was so strong, so punishing on defense, and those Barbarians you could use to counter push, and it was just so strong. But of course, the Barbarian Hut got a massive hit point nerf, and that has pretty much pushed the card down to the point where it is no longer viable. And the last card I want to touch on in this tier is the Witch, and the Witch got a pretty significant buff in which she spawns her skeletons a lot faster, but really that didn't do that much to help her. It did help her out a little bit, but really not enough to make her effective in Clash Royale. And next up, we're going to look at the C tier, and this is actually the largest tier out of all of these tiers in this tier list. I said tier like so many times in that sentence. So the cards in the C tier consist of Bowler, Dart Goblin, Earthquake, Freeze Spell, Giant, Inferno Tower, Lightning, Minions, Mortar, Prince, Rage, Battle Ram, Ram Rider, Royal Delivery, Skeleton Army, Skeleton Barrel, Wall Breakers, Valkyrie, Heal Spirit, Archers, Goblin Giant, X-Bow, Royal Recruits, Royal Hogs, Royal Ghost, and the Electro Giant. So the card that has taken the biggest hit in this tier is by far the Heal Spirit. Before, the Heal Spirit had like over a 20% usage rate and a very substantial win rate, but now its usage percentage is only like 3% and its win rate is only like 43%. So it's safe to say that that nerf to the Heal Spirit pretty much made it, you know, below average. It's still a usable card, but it's just not as OP as it once was. Another card that took a big hit was the X-Bow. The X-Bow was, you know, sitting around 6 or 7, some seasons even 8% usage rate for the past year and a half, 2 years almost, but now it's chilling at only a 3% usage rate because of that rework that it got. Now I know a lot of people have very strong feelings toward the X-Bow, a lot of people love it, a lot of people hate it, but even if you are an X-Bow player, you gotta admit that this X-Bow change was probably for the better. I mean, it was arguably one of the strongest cards on defense. Icebow is definitely the strongest defensive deck in the entire game, and so toning down that aspect of the X-Bow has definitely made things in Clash Royale a lot more enjoyable. Here come the dislikes from the X-Bow players. go ahead and do it. I don't mind. Another card in this tier I just want to briefly mention is going to be the Royal Delivery. Now, the Royal Delivery only has a 3% usage rate, which is not the greatest, but it has one of the highest win rates in Clash Royale at 57%. And I am personally very high on the Royal Delivery. I think that it is a super underrated card in Clash Royale. For a 3 elixir spell, the radius that it has and the damage that it does, it's absolutely unreal. And plus you get a Royal Recruit, which can tank for other stuff. So ladies and gentlemen, do not sleep on the Royal Delivery. Also, the Goblin Giant has seen some love recently. It got that buff in which its hit speed is a lot faster and it can stab things a lot faster. And its win percentage is the same as the Royal Deliveries at 57%. So congrats to Supercell for helping out the Goblin Giant. The man needed some love. So next up, we got the B tier, and the cards in the B tier consist of Bandit, Goblin Barrel, Electro Dragon, Flying Machine, Hog Rider, Ice Spirit, Lava Hound, Mega Knight, Night Witch, P.E.K.K.A, Princess, Royal Giant, Rocket, Giant Snowball, Tesla, Musketeer, Barbarians, Golem, Cannon Cart, Zappies, Mini P.E.K.K.A, Electro Spirits, and Skeleton Dragons. So there really isn't too much to touch on in this tier because most of these cards are for the most part unchanged from the last season of Clash Royale. But I would like to highlight the Electro Spirit because last season he did not have a very high usage rate, and I think that's mainly because a lot of people hadn't leveled him up. Of course, he was a new card in Clash Royale, and you can't really compete with cards unless you have them, you know, leveled up. But now that a lot of people have the Electro Spirit leveled up from requesting and trading him, he is doing very well in the meta. It has a 62% win rate, which is the highest win rate out of any card in Clash Royale. Then we also have the Zappies in the B tier. I believe in the last tier, the Zappies were in the C tier, which was still much improved from where they were before. But now they're in the B tier. The Zappies are like actually a good card in Clash Royale, and it's the first time it's been that way in over 2 years, which is cool to see. They're such a cool card with so many unique mechanics. They fit really well in Fireball Bait, and it's cool to see the Zappies doing really well. I really like seeing it. And yeah, the rest of the cards in this tier are just really solid cards. I mean, you can't really go wrong with any of these. So the cards in the A tier consist of Balloon, Bomb Tower, Electro Wizard, Graveyard, Fisherman, Ice Wizard, Inferno Dragon, Magic Archer, Mega Minion, Dark Prince, Zap, Goblin Cage, Spear Goblins, Lumberjack, Ice Golem, Arrows, Goblin Gang, and Giant Skeleton. Now, the biggest card you're probably confused about being in the A tier is going to be the Giant Skeleton. Well, let me tell you, as of late, I have absolutely fallen in love with the Giant Skeleton. And in reality, this is a super effective card in Clash Royale. I'm pretty sure the #1 deck in Clash Royale right now actually features the Giant Skeleton. It's a pretty cool Royal Giant and Giant Skeleton Zappies deck that also has the Electro Spirit, and that deck has been taking over Clash Royale, and the Giant Skeleton is a big reason for why it's doing so. And even apart from that deck, the Giant Skeleton is viable in Giant Skeleton Clone, and there are a couple different variants of Giant Skeleton Clone, but really no matter what variant you use, they are all extremely effective decks. So this is probably the most controversial opinion in this entire tier list, but the Giant Skeleton is going at the A tier. I don't care what y'all say. Actually, I do care about your opinions because you guys are my audience, so I do care about you guys. Just know that. Also, the Graveyard is still in the A tier. Of course, for the past couple seasons, Graveyard has been incredibly dominant, and even after they nerfed it by making it so that it spawns one less skeleton over a shorter period of time, the Graveyard is still extremely solid, has a 10% usage rate, 52% win rate, and I still think it belongs in the A tier. Same with the Fisherman, it got nerfed, it still is in the A tier. Same with the Electro Wizard, it got nerfed. It is still in the A tier. Also, really quick, let's just highlight my mans, the Spear Goblins. The Spear Goblins have been popping off as of late. I don't know why, but they have like a 12% usage rate and a 57% win rate. So yeah, Spear Goblins going off. That's cool to see. And so last but not least, we have the S tier. And the S tier consists of Barbarian Barrel, Fireball, Hunter, Poison, Skeletons, Tornado, Baby Dragon, Knight, Log, Bats, and the Miner. And so, oh, how the mighty have returned. Pretty much the bats have been out of the meta ever since they nerfed them back in August, I believe. But now that they buffed the bats again, their first hit speed, they are viable in a lot more cycle decks now, giving so much value for 2 elixir, which has skyrocketed their usage rate, making them a very solid card, one that you cannot go wrong with. And also, I know a lot of people out there complain that, you know, Miner cycle isn't viable, but the Miner itself is still an extremely viable card, mainly as a dual win condition, you pair the miner, you put it in a lava hound deck, you put it in a giant deck. There's so many other decks you can put a miner in that still make it extremely solid, and that's why it's in the S tier. Also has like a 24% usage rate. Then of course, pretty much every other card in here is a card that you'd expect to see. Barbarian Barrel, Fireball, Hunter, Poison, Skeletons, Tornado, Baby Dragon, Knight, and Log. These are all cards that, you know, they've been consistently the best cards in Clash Royale, and they pretty much remain unchanged because they are the best cards in Clash Royale. And yeah, also here is the full tier list if you guys want to go ahead and grab a screenshot of that for future reference. And also because Clash Royale is not doing balances every single season again, this is probably going to be the last one of these until they do another wave of balance changes. So this tier list should stand up until then. So if you want to keep it for reference, then grab a screenshot of it. But anyway, gamers, that's going to be it for today's Clash Royale video. And if you guys did enjoy this video, then please be sure to leave a like down below. I greatly appreciate it. And also, if you are new here, as I said earlier, be sure to subscribe down below. I make all kinds of Clash Royale content, and in the next week or so, I have a very cool project that I've been working on for a couple weeks that will be coming out soon, so be sure to stay tuned for that. But anyway, gamers, it's your boy Solar Fury signing off. Peace out, guys. Have a nice day.